Good morning and welcome to Issues and Society, a program that discusses trending issues as it affects our day-to-day activities. I am Zainab Obitin. As we continue with our special TV report on the microfinance industry in Nigeria, joining the conversation this morning is Joseph OYIBO, the Managing Director of Fedeth Microfinance Bank. Also on the program is BUNMI LAWSON, the Managing Director and Chief Executive of EdFin Microfinance Bank. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
With an ever-evolving society, there are everyday issues in the marketplace, in government, in our social lives, even in our homes. Issues and Society brings these happenings to you. Join us on this station. For sponsorship and advert placement, please call 081-100-00712, or better still, follow us on our social media handles. Profile on EdFin. Our vision is to be the global recognized bank of choice for education financial solutions in Africa, while our mission is to provide financial services to the education ecosystem for the realization of human potential. Visit us at our corporate head office, 152 Ogulano Drive, Surulere, Lagos, or you can call us on 0809-454-6334 or 01-454-6334. EdFin Microfinance Bank is a financial institution that provides financial services to low-income individuals and small businesses. The bank, which is dedicated majorly to funding the education ecospace in Nigeria, aims to positively disrupt the standard and quality of education in Nigeria by providing the much-needed financial resources and services to the education sector. Mrs. BUNMI LAWSON is the Chief Executive Officer.
EdFin is the first specialized education finance bank in Nigeria, in fact across West Africa. I think there's only one similar bank like us in Kenya. We focus on education finance because we want to make sure that people have access to education. Prior to my setting up EdFin Microfinance Bank, I was with Action, where we partnered with EdFin, it is a UK organization, to study affordable schools. That is where the low-income households go to school, because government doesn't have enough schools for all the children, in Lagos State, and it's a phenomenon across Nigeria anyway. So we felt that if we provide finance to affordable schools, that indigent households would then have access to education, so that they too can tackle the issue of poverty, and have access to quality education. So that's why we set up EdFin, because that study was actually very successful. We extended loans to the affordable schools, and we found that they were paying those loans, expanding the classrooms. So I was very passionate about making sure that education is accessible to low-income households, and we found that 60% of households across Lagos State actually send their children to those private schools. That was pre-COVID, though. So that's how we set up EdFin, and EdFin also has international partners, Grey Matters Capital, that have invested in similar organizations across Pakistan, India. So, and like the Indian market for education finance is very large. So it's the same thing we want to replicate here, so that more women, more children, more households have access to education. Why my interest in microfinance at all? So my interest in microfinance is because I just sort of felt that poverty needs to be eradicated. I went and did my MBA at the Lagos Business School, and since that time, 2000, it sort of highlighted for me that if we don't do anything about Nigeria, people will continue to live in poverty. And while government, yes, has the most critical role, I feel that every individual has a role to addressing the challenges that any country faces. So for me particularly was that I just sort of felt that microfinance really gives people the opportunity to climb on the rung of the ladder that takes you to wealth creation. So what microfinance does is that it carries you onto that first rung, and then we expect you to be able to climb. So, and the example I typically give is, if you are a tailor, maybe you have only scissors and needle, but you now have access to a loan, 50,000, that can buy you, even if it's a handle sewing machine. So instead of producing one skirt in 1 week, you are now producing 10 or a dozen in a week. So just that leap, helps people with poverty. So that's one thing why I'm interested in microfinance. Then for EdFin, why am I interested in education, is that as we start to see people come out of poverty through giving microfinance loans, the way they make decisions needs to improve so that they don't fall back into poverty. So we felt that if they don't have access to education, they are not able to scale their businesses that makes it sustainable, a wealth creation engine sort of. So we felt that yes, let's use also microfinance for those living in poverty, those in low-income households, to have access to education. So that if a mother, for instance, my dream or vision is, if a mother starts selling fish, and then the child has access to go to school or what have you and is educated, they can transform that fish business into one that maybe is bringing containers, or maybe one that is now manufacturing that fish into sardine, and selling, so that it becomes a large viable business. So that's what I envisage.
The bank offers a range of financial products and services that includes but not limited to savings accounts, loans, financial advisory services, and mobile banking. With the growing agitation from some sections of the banking customers of microfinance banks owing to the revocation of some operators' operating license, Mrs. BUNMI LAWSON explains what it portends for the subsector and her institution.
Like I told you, we have an international investor, Grey Matters Capital. So we're very lucky that they had given us adequate funding that could tide us over, the COVID, the MSAs, all those issues. So that's something. So it's very important that microfinance banks, or even any bank, is adequately capitalized, because economic cycles are like a roller coaster, so there are times that yes, they are booming, and there are times you come down. You need to make sure that you have adequate capital to survive in coming down. And of course, innovation in terms of products and how you manage the organization is important. So everything is very healthy. We are continuing to grow. Like I told you, we're even bringing new products and so on. So what I would say that the CBN has done in terms of revocation, yes, some microfinance banks were weak and needed to be closed. They had CBN had increased the capital requirements. Not everyone was able to meet that, but also there are some that we feel that have met the capital requirements, and so maybe they need to revisit those revocation of licenses. But a revocation of license shouldn't mean that the entire industry is collapsed or is weak. No, what it shows is that those that are remaining are the ones that are strong enough.
Having contributed immensely to the growth of the economy, the subsector has largely been operating under the radar. Mrs. LAWSON, an accomplished executive that has carved a niche for herself in the finance sector and an authority in the subsector, gives an appraisal of the operations of microfinance banks.
I think that the microfinance subsector has actually done very well. Unfortunately, I don't think we have as much publicity like the banks in terms of the impact that we've done. So this is why this is what we are doing now. It's actually very important so that people know the impact that microfinance banks have had. So I recall that we had done a survey of the impact of microfinance banks. How many loans have actually been disbursed across the microfinance industry, and it was over 5 trillion or so that has been disbursed. And CBN actually has a report that highlights what credits microfinance will have, because we send reports to the CBN, and I think it's only 50% of microfinance banks are currently sending those reports on time. But even from there, you continue to see that the loan and advances that microfinance banks have deployed across Nigeria continues to grow. But for us, I remember when I was in Action and even in EdFin, what we looked at was what impact does our loan create. So people talk about, even the soft issues that, oh, you made me somebody because before I didn't have money, my family did not reckon with me. So the fact that I now have my own business, so now people are asking me for advice. So it's not only just the wealth creation, but just the humanity that you help people have access to.
Going forward, the future is bright at EdFin and promises to serve its customers with new and better service.
There's an array of new products, especially a digital platform. That is something that we're really keen to launch, and I feel that it will advance both education and SMEs, more efficiency in our products. So sometimes people want our loans to be disbursed faster. Sometimes they complain that our processes are too long. So how to use technology to just refine them so that those products are more widely available, and then scale. Currently we operate in Lagos State. We want to cover the whole of Nigeria and even Africa is our aim. So those are the things that we want to do.
Profile on EdFin. Our vision is to be the global recognized bank of choice for education financial solutions in Africa, while our mission is to provide financial services to the education ecosystem for the realization of human potential. Visit us at our corporate head office, 152 Ogulano Drive, Surulere, Lagos, or you can call us on 0809 454 6334 or 01 454 6334. At Fedeth Microfinance Bank Limited, our vision is to be the digital bank of first choice, and the mission to continually support micro entrepreneurs and individuals by providing excellent financial services through cutting-edge technology and high-skilled people. Our core values are friendliness, innovation, responsiveness, simplicity, and trust. You can visit our corporate head office at room 5B022, Annex 3, Federal Secretariat, Phase 1, Abuja, or call us on 091 2237 1829.
Fedeth Microfinance Bank is a wholly indigenous financial institution with its head office in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, North Central Nigeria. The financial institution provides financial services to its customers and known for its focus on microcredits, a type of financing that provides small loans to clients who do not have access to traditional banking services. Joseph OYIBO is the managing director.
Fedeth Microfinance Bank was actually incorporated in 2007, and then licensed by Central Bank of Nigeria in 2008. They started operation in 2008 as a microfinance bank in Abuja, Federal Secretariat to be precise. And the ideal of Federal Microfinance Bank was to reach out to the unbanked, number one. And then number two is to also service the small and medium enterprises, which is the core of what CBN actually asks a microfinance bank to do. So Federal Microfinance Bank has been acting in line with that from 2008, but the present management came on board in 2021. So we came on board and then we rejigged the bank, recapitalized in line with Central Bank of Nigeria regulation, and here we are today, waxing very strong. Yes, it has been a journey of innovative ideas coming on board, especially from 2021. The present management has been able to, like I said earlier on, fully recapitalize the bank in line with the regulation. And then the present management has also been able to bring on board a very vibrant management staff as well as the board of directors. They are seasoned financial experts who have come on board to actually bring out their expertise to ensure that Fedeth Microfinance Bank move to the greater height.
Speaking on Fedeth's Microfinance Bank's uniqueness, Joseph OYIBO highlights some strategic innovations that has positioned the organization to accommodate its customers in this viral finance subsector.
For us in Fedeth Microfinance Bank, our focus is on our customer satisfaction. It's very, very key for us. And it topped whatever we are looking at, whatever we are doing. Customer satisfaction rank number one for us. And because of that, there are a number of products that we've lined up for our customers to actually enjoy, ranging from loan product to liability product, deposit products that we have. Time will not permit me to go into all the products, but a couple of them that actually is centered on our customer satisfaction. Now, we have series of asset products. Number one is that we have asset acquisition product, which we call home appliance loans. Now, we have service level agreement with some top-notch vendors in Abuja, where you can actually approach them and see what you can actually purchase. If you don't have the full amount of money to purchase that, you can actually come to Fedeth and Fedeth will finance it. Yours is only to go there and pick your goods after the financing, and then you start using it. So it's one of the things that Fedeth has also done. In the present situation again, where you see fuel subsidy has been removed, a lot of cost has actually come on board. The cost of fuel has increased over 200%. What we have also done is to actually meet some of these inverter sellers and actually have an SLA with them. So you can actually go to them, actually price them and see what you can use and come to us and we'll finance it for you. You go home with it and then start using it. So our core business is only on our customer satisfaction.
The managing director, who has carved a niche for himself in this subsector, gave an appraisal of the operations of microfinance banks in Nigeria and emphasized that a lot still needs to be done to tap into the huge market space in the country.
The microfinance bank subsector is a very, very huge market, like I said. Central Bank actually came up with this microfinance bank such that we can reach the unbanked and also meet the needs of SMEs, small and medium enterprises. Now, the idea is that there is huge market in that subsector that microfinance bank can actually focus on. Now, if you look at it, we happen to be very close to the people, very close to the people on the grassroots, the low-income earners. Now, the market is huge, like I said earlier on. So, the opportunity there is enormous. So, for microfinance bank, it is a very good opportunity for us to go into that subsector and tap the opportunity that is there. I can assure you that the microfinance bank subsector in Nigeria today have not been able to tap up to 30% of its opportunity. There is a wide range of opportunity there, like bringing the unbanked to the banking sector. So the opportunity is there for us, and we are ready in Fedeth Microfinance Bank. We are ready to actually go into that market and take part of a chunk of that market.
It will be recalled that the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, recently revoked the operating license of some microfinance banks, leaving a huge question mark on the health status of this subsector. Joseph OYIBO sympathized with his colleagues but stressed that the Fedeth Microfinance Bank is healthy and its customers can be rest assured that all is well at the institution.
First and foremost, I want to commiserate with some of my colleagues whose licenses have been revoked. However, for the microfinance bank subsector in Nigeria, it's a very large market. And for Fedeth Microfinance Bank, we are well positioned. First and foremost, like I said earlier on, we are fully recapitalized in line with CBN guidelines. Secondly, is that our report rendition, both to CBN and NDIC and other relevant authorities are up to date. We ensure that whatever guidelines is set by Central Bank of Nigeria, we obey it to the letter, because we believe that all those guidelines are there to sanitize the banking sector, especially the microfinance bank subsector. So for Fedeth Microfinance Bank, we are very, very much available, and whatever we do is geared towards ensuring that we meet our customer needs. However, we do not lose sight of all the regulations as set by Central Bank of Nigeria and then NDIC. So we are very strong, we are on ground, and we are fully recapitalized.
Joseph OYIBO analyzed the challenges facing the subsector and how they have been able to overcome them.
Loan recovery is one of the major challenges that we face, and that is because of the kind of market that we serve. Yes, I do not downplay the aspect of some of our members using some medium to collect their loan, which might not be that friendly to the customer. However, I will bring it down to Fedeth Microfinance Bank. We do not approach our customer with hostility, first and foremost. What we do is that because of the KYC and the requirement of the loan that we have what we call systematic way of loan collection. Number one is that a week to your loan, there is a message that is pop up to the customer, reminding that customer that your loan is going to be due in the next 1 week. Now, 3 days to the loan repayment too, there is also a message that pops up to the customer that reminds you that your loan is going to be due in the next 3 days. On the day of that loan repayment, there is also a message that goes. So these are some of the ways that we have put in place to actually ensure that our customers have the knowledge and the timing of their loan repayment. That is number one. Number two is the fact that we also have staff in the office that put calls across to our customers, probably a week or 4 days or 5 days to the loan repayment, to remind them. Before this time, while the loan was processed, we actually got checks from those customers. Now, the idea of putting calls across to the customer is to let them know, should we present your check on the day of the loan repayment, or you are going to make a transfer into your account. Now, some customers opt to the fact that, okay, present my check. Probably they are not where they can actually make such transfer. So it makes it flexible for us to present their checks and then their loan is repaid. That is number two. Number three is the fact that there are also some customers that are salary earners. Now, what we do is that we have this integration with system spec, which is remitter. Now, remitter goes into the account upon salary payment and deducts the loan amount directly to the account with Fedeth Microfinance Bank. So that makes it friendly. So the customer does not have to worry about putting the dates on his head on which day the loan is going to be repaid. So remitter does that repayment for us. And then fourthly is that we also have this arrangement with Accountant General, IPPIS, for those who are in public service. Now, the deduction comes from Accountant General directly into their account with Fedeth Microfinance Bank for their loan repayment on a monthly basis, or depending on how the loan is structured. So these are some of the ways that we actually use in ensuring that our loan repayment is flexible, also convenient for our customers.
At Fedeth Microfinance Bank Limited, our vision is to be the digital bank of first choice, and the mission to continually support micro-entrepreneurs and individuals by providing excellent financial services through cutting-edge technology and high-skilled people. Our core values are friendliness, innovation, responsiveness, simplicity, and trust. You can visit our corporate head office at room 5B022, Annex 3, Federal Secretariat, Phase 1, Abuja, or call us on 091 22 37 1829.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned. This is the much we can take on today's episode. Should you miss our today's broadcast, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. Join us again next week as we take you into more insights of the activities of the microfinance industry in Nigeria. I am Zainab Obiti. Goodbye.